Chelsea find a way through to beat Fulham 3-2 in the opening game of the season. It was a really positive performance by Chelsea in the end, and Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers stepped up for them. A lot was going to be made of, Arbeloa, Xabi Alonso, but ultimately Chelsea come out on top. I thought it was a very, very good game to watch as a neutral. I think, looking at both teams, they're both looking like they're going to put up a fight this season. But we have to start off by talking about Chelsea and one player in particular, Cole Palmer, because how good was Cole Palmer today? This was the Cole Palmer that we seen a couple of seasons ago, where he was creating moments of magic. He was doing flicks, tricks. The goal that he scored was fantastic. He just looked on fire from minute one, and Chelsea fans better hope that injury that he came off with is not a serious one, because he's going to be a really important player under Xabi Alonso. Last season wasn't great for him for so many reasons, being out of form, being out of the team due to injury. But you're looking at how he started off this season, he already got the same amount of assists this season as he did last season, and again this season for Cole Palmer can be a really big one, and again he can get Chelsea potentially challenging for the Premier League. I think he really is a fantastic player, and especially with Morgan Rogers in there as well. But I thought Cole Palmer today was the best player on the pitch by far, and I think he was so important for that Chelsea team, for what they were trying to do attacking wise. I also thought Morgan Rogers had a very good first game. You're looking at a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure on him, from coming in for a lot of money from a Premier League side, Chelsea's most expensive signing, and I think he delivered. I think his overall performance was very good. He looks like he's going to form a good relationship with Palmer and João Pedro. I think the goal that he scored was a decent finish, could add a few more goals as well. But I think that overall Chelsea attack does look very, very good, and I think that's something where that's the main point of the team. Palmer, Rogers, Pedro, all three very good players. And again, Pedro might not be the best, or the most traditional number 9. However, he's still someone that I think can chip in with a lot of goals. I think one thing Chelsea need to improve on is they have to sign a goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez is a massive liability. If you look at every position that Chelsea have strengthened, they've brought an experienced striker, an experienced midfielder, and an experienced defender. Now they need to go out and sign a goalkeeper. Now I don't know who that might be. Maybe Bart Verbruggen, maybe Emi Martinez if he's still available. But they need someone of that caliber that can come in and do a job. Because as I said, Robert Sanchez, I've watched him many times. He's a massive liability. Whether that's a poor save, whether that's a mistake, whether that's kicking the ball out of play, or he's just so nervous on the ball, and he doesn't fill any Chelsea fans with confidence. I don't think he's not the greatest of goalkeepers. Again, prone to a mistake, prone to a red card sometimes, and I just think if you're looking at that Chelsea team, where's the one weak point is in goal. And as I said, any goalkeeper on the market will probably be better than Sanchez at the moment. I think he's a massive problem in that Chelsea team, and the sooner they improve it, the better they be. Because I think everywhere else, they've got very good players, and they've shown that today. But Robert Sanchez is a massive liability. If I'm looking at what a goalkeeper should do, the fundamentals, saving the ball, just the basics, he doesn't have it, and I think Chelsea really need to improve on that. But as I said, for Chelsea, all in all, they will probably be happy with the performance. First game under Xabi Alonso, they played that 3-4-2-1 system. People were talking about whether it'd be a 4-back, whether it'd be a 3-back. And there are obviously areas for concern. I think defensively, Chempong didn't have the greatest game on that right-hand side in the back three. Again, he is still a young player. Maybe they do go out and sign another centre-back, especially playing with 3. You're going to need some more centre-backs, or when Caicedo's fit and Enzo Fernandez comes into the team. Maybe Reece James goes to come one of that back 3. But yeah, I think maybe right side of centre back. I think Colwell looks alright. Again, Chelsea have a ridiculous squad. I mean, some of the players that didn't get on the pitch today, or didn't even start the game actually. Kenda, Danny Welbeck, Jordan Henderson, Pedro Neto. These are all very good players that can come on. Enzo Fernandez. They have a very good squad, and I think that one game a week is massively going to help them. If they can get Rodgers flying, if they can get Cole Palmer flying, which they look like they will be at the moment, they're going to be a serious team. And I think overall their performance was pretty solid, to be honest with you. And their game next week against Brighton is going to be a cracking game. Both two very good teams who've started off the season very well. I think Lacroix signing, the experience that he will provide will be quite positive. And I also think Lavia, Reece James in midfield. I just think Chelsea, listen, there were some warning signs. I think the first 15, Chelsea were fantastic. They took the game to them, could have had a few goals, 2 or 3 goals in the game. Obviously, the great goal from João Pedro, which was just fantastic. But yeah, I just think, looking at how Chelsea are going to play, their front 3 is very good. I think their defence at times will let them down, and I think recruiting a goalkeeper is something they have to do sooner rather than later. But yeah, I think overall, as a performance, yes, Fulham dominated possession, but I just think that was due to Chelsea kind of taking their foot off the gas in the second half, and they just didn't want to go for it. So yeah, the goals that they scored, they showed great fight to get back. I mean, the Palmer goal was just brilliant. So too was all the goals are brilliant in the game. But now we're going to talk about Fulham. Listen, Fulham fans, how do you feel? I think first game under Arbeloa, when I seen first 15-20 minutes, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be a tough ride for him at Fulham. And then the second part of the first half, they massively changed the way they played. They had that one chance, and Josh King scored a brilliant goal. And I think Josh King is going to have a big season. He's still only so young. Last season was that breakout season for him. They've lost the creativeness of Harry Wilson. Josh King, I think, is a really top prospect. And again, you're looking at someone that did go with England to the World Cup as part of their squad. And he's one of those players that was then flown back. So he does have serious potential. I think he really is an exciting player. You look at someone that has a lot of legs, creatively very, very good. The goal that he scored was fantastic as well. But I think Fulham as a team, they grew into the game, I would say, yeah, second part of the first half, they were very good. And second part of the second half, they were very good as well. And they did have chances. They have lost a lot of experience in Raul Jimenez and Harry Wilson going. The players they brought in, Palacios, Garcia, Bob's in there. Their front line is very, very young. Oscar Bob, 23, Josh King, 19, Palacios, 21, and Garcia, 22. All very young players. You look at what they had last season. Harry Wilson was 28. I think Raul Jimenez mid-30s. So they have lost a lot of experience, but the potential is definitely there with the attack. The midfield's decent, and the defence, they're missing one or two players. But from a Fulham point of view, I think Arbeloa will be happy. I think a lot of people have been critical of Arbeloa. They don't think he's going to last that long, and I can kind of see that. I think with Arbeloa is a big risk. Didn't do too well at Madrid, but hopefully from a Fulham perspective, hopefully he does well with them. There is a good group of players to work with, so let's see how he gets on. But this game was really about Palmer, Rodgers, and Chelsea's attack, really. I think Chelsea's attack shined in this game, and they were really clinical in front of goal. And as I said, if they can get Morgan Rodgers, get Palmer, ticking and how they play today, and then they're going to be a difficult team to stop. And as I said, they've got one game a week. We've seen how that benefited Manchester United last season. They finished third. Chelsea, you could say, have a better squad and potentially a better manager. So who knows where they're going to finish come the end of the season. But let me know your thoughts. What did you think of the game? Man of the match, easily Cole Palmer. Thanks for watching.